I'm at the Lake Cliff Park lying in the sun with Weir, talking about the best of the worst of times, turning over the cloudy memories, the subtle eve of destruction, all rolling down the hills like tumbling children covered in dead grass.
Oh, wow.
The squirrels are getting fat with the snow-covered mounds thawed through, and the green grass started to poke between the bellies of acorns stashed for this spring day. Dogs on leashes like fashion runway models, birthday parties with pink balloons on blue strings blubbering against the strong wind, and I'm hung over again.
Oh, man.
This time with the shame like a child hanging like a noose around my middle-aged neck, and red velvet A, but my A stands for atrocious, appalling, abhorrent, and asinine. We've been through these mornings many times together, Weir and I, but today we suffer together under the skies of awesome blue. Plotting the false starts, the outcomes, and the next moves, always hustling emotions out of brown paper bags, registered cavemen of social niceties, gullets open and never full, lovers plenty but never appreciated. Our ideals are anyone who can put up with us for more than a few drunken hours.
Wow.
Can take the repeated blows of our blown up egos, marinated in the malt, the Merlots, and the Marlboros.
Wow.
The sun is almost alien to us. We seem uncomfortable in our own evaporating skin, changing positions as we speak about life, love, aliens, creationism, theology, science, and our alternate reality, the one where we actually amount to shit.
No shit.
I say, take it or leave it. But I need you to help me to decide, friend. Should we give it all up and start over again, or should we walk to your pad, put on some Dean Martin, drink hot tap water, pet the blind cat, and just laugh it off for the day? You noticed I never really said what the A really stands for. Give me a beer and have a seat.
Damn. Whoa. Wow. Hell yeah. Baby, you just rock that shit.
And this one's for Harry and everybody else that likes Klonopin.
Yeah.
I'm considering Klonopin because the cool white void of oblivion rests better behind my eyes. The mechanical flow of morning to night gets covered in English ivy. Corners are softened, spine released. Green smells green and air has promise. My circumstance of daggers and wild eyes, misguided kismet and spoiled dinners can be saved under the blanket of chemicals it brings. The banal becomes beautiful. The erratic, iridescent. My desires are few, complacent calm in the ocean of malice, kind eyes, laughter, open smiles. I can categorize those faces now, those French film frowns.
Wow.
Bogart lips, cool cigarette exhales, and sad teardrops to kiss tender away and forget. I'm considering a drink. The bitter twist it masks my skin blistered and pickled to carve the edges of my skull clean of culpability, to shrug and wink seductively, to dabble my fingertips in its wet, sexy mouth, and still wake with the nagging complexities that never get resolved under its heavy slosh and languid rolls. My vessel is always struggling over angry waves of hops, grapes, and fermented things. I'm considering an escape. A knapsack with music, notebooks, pills, walking shoes, and no destination, asphalt or dirt roads to caress my rambling poems and sad songs, a blank memory to keep me walking away from broken things I cannot replace. Woo! A hearth with no heat, a room with no lights, a bed with no love, a heart with no beat. Revolving sheets that leave me cool in the night, fevered and worried. I'm considering Klonopin because the raisins are grinning at me from the tree branches like Cheshire cats. Perhaps it's the only way I know how to shame them and name them as my own, personify and destroy with chemical formula symbols, my daggers dulling the loneliness of the compartments of my sick mine in time, in time. It will all boil over the sunset and pill capsule yellows, and I will dance freely again. But until then, I'm considering Klonopin.
Damn.
Thank you.